everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about Donald Trump's $5 million golden ticket to United States. A lot of people think it's just too much, it's too expensive because going to buy it. Today I want to introduce you my opinion on this matter. I think it's a brilliant offer for a lot of people. I'm sure it will be a big success, even though it's probably the most expensive offer so far. Let's start with the real world example, okay? Imagine a person, it's a real person by the way, Pavel Durov. That's a Russian-born entrepreneur. He is, in a way, similar to Mark Zuckerberg in what he built, okay? Originally, when he was at university, he created a VK.com network. It's pretty much the same even as Facebook.com, and at the time it became really successful, it grew very big, but due to political reasons, it was stolen from him. The government just made him sell it for a dime on the dollar, the business, and he lost it. Miscommunication was that the government was asking to share private details and he didn't want to. He wanted the network to be more private and protective of personal data, but that didn't work out so well in Russian Federation. So anyway, he moved out of Russia and he doesn't really speak Russian very often. He's mostly an English speaking entrepreneur these days. He started out with just one passport, that was a Russian passport. Then he went out of the country, he left it for good, and he bought, if I'm mistaken, St. Lucia or maybe St. Kitts and Nevis Island, one of these two. It doesn't matter which one, they're very similar, but he bought it for about $150,000, $180,000. Investment, well, it's investment aka a fee because I don't think you get it right away very quickly, but he got a passport of this nation. And what he got in return for that? Well, visa-free access to a lot of different countries, including European Union, United States, and many more. The most important key markets. Because if you have one Russian passport, and even before the war, before any actions which took place in recent years, that was not a good passport to have. So he bought one of those island nations passport. That shows you who is the target demographic for these sort of passports for sale, yeah, these little islands which are selling passports. I have a feeling he is also exactly the person who might consider buying American citizenship. And I want to tell you his story why he did it so far. He went out of Russia to build another company. He had this idea to build a messaging app called Telegram. Perhaps you heard about it, perhaps you use it. Today, it's third most used messaging app in the world, right after iMessage. I think we have number one WhatsApp, iMessage, and Facebook Messenger number two. There's some of them. And number three, well, you could say four, it's Telegram. It's extremely well-made, popular messaging service. Frankly, it's much more than just messaging today. It's used for many other purposes as well. Anyway, he came first to European Union to try to build this business, okay? It was Germany. He came to Germany and he tried to build his business there. It did not work out so well. Why, you may ask? Well, it's very simple. He wanted to hire the best of the best to build the company, to hire the best engineers, but he could not because of the laws in Germany. He had to first publish advertising in local newspapers in the city he was living in. Now think about it. You want to build a billion-dollar tech startup, which it is today. It's multi-billion-dollar tech startup. It's not startup anymore, but it's a huge company. You first need to find employees nearby in your little city. Well, the multi-million dollar companies are not built this way. You need to find the best of the best. And if you live in Germany, if you build a company there, you just cannot do that, can you? So you need to post this advertising. And then after that, if no one is responding to that, it's a rather lengthy process of obtaining visa or residencies for the employees he might find for the company. Now, the way he's looking for employees right now, and he's living currently in Dubai, is by making challenges online. So you can just go on the website, I think it's challenge.com or something like that. Just take part in competitions he creates, and once you win them, you get an offer to work in a company. Simple as that. If you really want to succeed in tech business, this is probably the best approach. Just hiring the best of the best. Doesn't matter where you are, what you do. And he eventually chose Dubai. That's another very popular destination for people looking for a move or maybe a place to start a business. Is it the best in the world? My opinion is probably not the best because it does have its own peculiarities which you need to keep in mind. And also Dubai, even though they do have very solid tax benefits, they are real estate driven economy, meaning they still focus more on selling you real estate, and they do have a lot of programs where you can just buy real estate. In my opinion, that just drives up prices without actually contributing to the economy itself. Now, the same is happening with European countries such as Spain or Portugal or even Malta. Let's say Portugal, I have lots of friends living in Portugal, and what happens is a lot of people buy apartments there, they drive up the prices, they double, they triple over the last few years, and they don't bring any real business to the country, they just buy real estate. Meaning, local people are suffering. They are not making the money needed to cover the rents or purchasing prices for these apartments, and they just can't afford living there. Hence, you have a problem of young adults living with their parents, 30, 35, 40, 45 years old. It's quite normal to live with your parents in Spain and Portugal. Normal or not, I don't think it is, but it's a reality because people just can't afford to do more. The problem is, of course, that a lot of money coming in, but for the product of growth, right? The real estate. In the United States, they do the exact opposite. They take your money and they invest it into the businesses. And in fact, one of the visas they offer, it's EB program. It's about 1.2 million approximately. You need to invest in a business in a key industry. They tell you which industry that is. Amount also differs between 800,000 and 1.2 million, and you need to create at least 10 jobs. Now think about it. It's a much better approach to invest into the economy, into the production, into creating services itself. So people have jobs, and as a result, they can make money and spend this money on real estate or any other products and services. So that's a secondary result, the growth of prices, but not first the real estate, but then you don't have the companies where you can earn this money or businesses where you can make this money, cover the cost, which is happening in Europe. In my opinion, we can probably separate it like this. If you're looking for solid, stable employment, you should choose European Union, be it Portugal, Spain, or even Malta. Malta is also selling their citizenship for about 1.2 million. The process is about 16 to 18 months currently to obtain citizenship, and it does give you visa-free access to Europe, and also you can make business in the whole of Schengen area, European Union. This is amazing. However, we need to keep in mind that European Union doesn't have equal purchasing power to United States, even though the United States have twice less amount of people living there than European Union. Europeans, they have very different mentality. They prefer to save money, and Americans prefer to spend money. That's clearly visible. You don't need to go too far to find examples. Let's say iPhones. Apple introduces new iPhones every single year. Every single American phone I have, they update every single year just because there's a slightly better color, a new button, whatever that is. It's good enough reasons for them to upgrade. Now, Europeans, every single person I know, they prefer really cheap smartphones, kind of mid-range. They really think about the specs. They update very rarely, once every 4 years, let's say. It's very typical. Also, cars. Now, I love myself cars quite a lot, but you'll find much more luxury German sedans in United States than in Germany because people, again, would prefer to drive a really old manual gearbox car, save money on technology, save money on clothes and everything, but they would invest in a nicer house. Honestly, I'm not sure about it, but the feeling in European Union is that people just prefer to save money. Unlike United States where people spend a lot. Cars are huge, engines are huge, everything is big and new. People update things very, very often, which is of course a very solid example for making a business. You want to sell services, you want to make a product. It is an amazing market to be in to sell your product. And if you're a businessman, you can calculate that $5 million is not such a huge price to pay to come to a market where you can actually have a chance to build a multi-million dollar company. Now, what's the last time you heard someone build a huge company in Europe? It just doesn't happen very often. Most companies come out of United States. And frankly, even if you do have some European company like Spotify, which is a billion-dollar company, I think, if I'm not mistaken. However, everyone thinks it's American still because they mostly operate on the American market as an American registered company. So these are my thoughts. People who actually want to do business, who want to make big companies, they will still go to United States and they will pay $5 million price. I think it's a solid price to pay for this opportunity. European Union can only offer you a stable job, but the problem is it's extremely hard to find such a stable job in European Union because companies are scarce, and last few years hiring is very weak. Specifically in Germany, I have friends working for Bosch, one of the main companies driving up the economy of Germany, and for this year they fully stopped onboarding any new employees. So good luck trying to get a job there. You just can't right now. Having to think about now. All right, so let's sum up. Malta can sell you a passport, but that's pretty much it. You get access to Europe, and maybe you can get a good job. United States gives you opportunities to build a big proper business. Island nations like St. Kitts and Nevis may give you visa-free access to the world, and if you are a person who has some money and you want a quick result, a quick bang for your buck, then it's a good idea to buy a island nation passport for your own protection, yep, and freedom around the countries. But not specifically building any businesses. You're not going to build a business in St. Kitts and Nevis unless you want to sell citizenships and make commission on that or something like that. Canada is also a really solid contender in this list, but the problem is the economy is also currently, unfortunately, is extremely real estate driven. A lot of people are buying and renting real estate. A lot of people are coming, mostly international students, and that's driving up the prices. And frankly, it's almost next to impossible to find a good job right now in the country because way too many people, not enough economy to fit everyone in. All right, so that's something to think about. International students is my second to last point for today. I think it's very important. Donald Trump is planning to propose green card to give green cards for international students. Once you finish a qualifying school, probably high level school in the United States, you get the green card and you get the opportunity to work in a country, which I think this should have been done years and years ago, because why would you want highly qualified people who just finished an expensive education in your country just to go away someplace else? This just doesn't sound very smart. So I think it's a brilliant idea to make people stay in the country. Also, by the way, get an American $5 million golden ticket, you get the opportunity to hire the best of the best. That's something to think about as well. However, for this regard, Dubai might win because it's much simpler to bring your employees as a company to Dubai than to United States. However, again, if you do want to build a huge company and it's not working fully online, like Telegram, Pavel Durov's Telegram, which he built in Dubai, then you need to be United States if you want to build a physical goods company and have the direct access to the consumer base. Now, my bonus part of this video is Thailand. It's one of my favorite destinations, and Thailand offers so-called elite visa program. Now, this one is designed for you, for everyone who just want to enjoy their life. You pay a certain amount of money. It's about $18,000 for 5 years, and you have visa-free access to. You get the visa, and you have free access to Thailand for as much as you want. You can live there, you can build businesses, you can work, and it's quite amazing, frankly, if you just want to relax. It doesn't really give you much more than that. It looks more of a, like a premium bank card, which has luxury services. And by the way, this card in Thailand will give you luxury airport services and whatnot, this type of thing, if you know what I mean. They also have retiree program if you're 55 plus, and you can show that you have about $25,000 in your bank account. Then you can also get this visa, and you can stay in the country for quite a long time and just enjoy yourself and live there. So here you go. We talked about different types of programs available throughout the world. Today we talked about who is it for. I still stand by my opinion that American offer $5 million for the golden ticket is still a very solid business move if you are planning to build a huge company or if you're working for $1 billion company. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.